It's August 27th, and we're doing the long way up Tour of Idaho 2008. Here comes my buddy Tim Rhodes. We're at the start of the trail right here.
Hey! What are you doing here?
Hey, I didn't know you were coming.
Oh my God!
I looked over there and I said, "Mom, there's Tim Rhodes."
Holy smokes!
Are we having fun?
Oh, this is what we drove out. This is why we drove all night.
We're getting ready to start a 1,300 mile trail on the what's called Tour of Idaho Trail, and it'll end up at the Canada border. So this is our first day going, and the trail starts right here. And beautiful temperature out there. It's got a little sprinkle in the sky, so it doesn't seem to be no problem. So anyway, this tour started out here with 3 guys going to go: Big Dog, Gaspipe, and the Breeze. Turns out the Gaspipe was a no-show. We'll probably have to disqualify him. Wish you was here, Bruce. Tim's riding an XR 650R. Got it fixed up really good.
Running like a dream.
And I'm riding this old piece of junk. I've only rode this thing about 4 or 5 times. Doesn't get ridden much. Last time we was together, we went to Copper Canyon, Barrancas del Cobra. That was back in February. So we're going to take off down the trail here a little bit. May have some helmet cam footage after a while, and looking forward to a good day. I think we're supposed to end up in Pocatello tonight. We don't care if we get there or not. That's just a thought. So see you later. So you think if you had a rope you could get this up by yourself?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing down there? Are you taking a nap?
Yeah, I decided to take a nap.
My God, Tim, I don't know if I can get here from there. We're going to look like we're going through the Darien Gap here. My God, what kind of trail is this? What have you done to me? Okay, we're having fun. Okay, Tim, tell us exactly what happened. How fast were you going?
Don't try this at home.
How fast were you going is what I want to know.
I was going about 40 and I hit this snag and my front wheel dropped off. And when I picked up my front wheel, the whole bike fell over. I
never knowed you'd lie before. I'm going to take that to the bank, and you viewers can take that to the bank too, I'm sure.
Bring your head net too.
Mosquitoes about to get us.
The mosquitoes are bad.
We better.
And my gas running out. Maybe I should use that for some repellent.
I'm glad he didn't push his GPS beacon, rescue beacon. Otherwise, we'd have a helicopter over us right now. We're about 7 miles into the ride. Just running on some 2-track through these. I think this is BLM land. Where is he at? There he is. Well, he must be running 100 miles an hour. His throttle must be stuck. Probably about 70 degrees outside. I think I'm gonna shed my jacket. We're gonna be heading out through there, down this trail right here. A little rain hanging out of the clouds a little bit. It's kind of spit off a little bit. No big deal. Long way up.
A long way up.
It is a long way up. Woo! As long as we're going anyway. I think you've got to be able to see how steep this is in this movie. I wouldn't doubt he has to go back down. It just man, I just kept her moving. Because I know if I stopped, I wouldn't be able to get going again. This is a tough hill. Well, Tim's got a fire built in it again. Well, he's looking good. All right, he's gonna make it. Good job. Very good job.
Okay, folks, we're in the beautiful Idaho, just south of Pocatello, riding the tour of Idaho, and I mean, it's absolutely beautiful country. Sitting here waiting for the big dog to come up behind us on his big husky, and he should be here anytime. I don't know how far you can see here, but it's a long ways. This country is just absolutely fantastic. Oh, what do I see there? I think I see the big dog coming up the trail. There he is, folks. It looks like he's getting after it. This is some big country. Oh, he's looking good. Whoops. Hey, he's waving to you guys. Well, there goes the big dog.
I'm Jeff Koontz from Victor, Idaho, and this is my wife, Jennifer Koontz.
Well, we're really glad to meet these two here because they've kind of rescued us. We had a problem. We got up on near Oxford Ridge, and Tim, his body
I'm 76 miles from where I'm going, and I'm tired.
Tim just actually bonked where he couldn't even hardly ride or walk, and these people here took their time out to help us out, and they was riding a four-wheeler up there, and we wasn't sure about navigation getting out of there, and they helped us out, and we sure appreciate it.
We wasn't going much further.
we want to really thank
we
you
didn't
guys.
figure you want to go too much further if you
Yeah.
weren't told to.
The Tour of Idaho Trail runs on top of these mountains, and about an hour and a half ago, me and Tim were right up there. That's where we was at. And I forgot the elevation up there, but about 9,000 feet, was it, Tim? Something like that?
9,300.
9,300, but we was up there about an hour and a half ago, and we come back down and came this way, and now we're about out of gas, so we're heading this way towards the town of Downey, and we're going to get some gas and maybe end up in Pocatello tonight, hopefully. Well, me and Tim, we just got a new best friend here. But check out this tail. I mean, that sucker hit you in the shin. You better have your shin guards on. You're a good boy, aren't you? You're a good boy, aren't you? Hey, come here. Nobody scratch you behind the ears, huh? Nobody scratch you? Oh, Yeah, he likes that. He about pissed on Tim's boot a while ago. Tim's already kicked him in the canucas. And if I had a tail like that, I'd be wagging it too, you know it? That's a $100 tail. Looks like a windshield wiper. Where are we at? We are in Sedgwick Peak, elevation 9,167 feet. Pretty cool place. Sun's going down. We're in a little burg of Lava, Idaho.
Changing a tire, fixing a flat. It's a great place to have a flat, boys.
I knew that kickstand would come in handy. Thing sure kicks up a lot of dust dragging it along though. Well, we've been on some nastiest shit as you could think of being on these bikes, and if you think we're silly being packed the way we are, well, we're traveling. We're not running around in circles, and we have to be prepared to camp, fix flat, take care of things. So it takes a little extra stuff to do that. I know Tim's having a good time. I'm telling you, he's going to put a patch on. Them patches ain't worth diddly squat.
These are the best patches you can buy. These are better than a tube. This tube will be more powerful.
You don't care if I video the next flat, do you? When that patch goes bluey.
That's the bike you'll see propped up. Not the big red pig.
We say, how you doing there? You don't mind being... We're making a movie.
That's my buddy. He stopped and checked on me. You?
I stopped and checked on him, and then I seen you go by, and I'm like, all right, I wonder if that guy is looking for the other guy, because they're pretty close to the same bike.
If this guy didn't have any bad luck, he wouldn't have any at all. He's had a rough time today.
This reminds me of one of my typical family vacations right here.
Notice this center stand that he's been carrying with him all day long. It came in handy.
Yeah.
It came in real handy.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
It could be a heck of a lot worse.
Yes, it could.
We was going to try to get a motel here tonight, and I can see that that's fruitless.
You never know. A lot of these people here they had a bull riding competition up here.
2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Boy, we had the nicest deputy. Spent 10 minutes with me, drawing me this map. Check this out. We have hot pools full of half-naked girls in bikinis that we can go dip in. We have a campground we can go to. We have a sportsman free camping on the river.
That's where we want to go.
We have a KO. We ain't going there. KOA. I hate them places. So anyway, we've got options here. He's such a nice guy. He pulled over. He was laughing. So we'll see what happens tonight. We'll give you details at what, 10, 11? That might be midnight. I don't know. Keep pumping. I'll tell you when to quit.
Mark, what are you doing?
Well, Ben's, I haven't seen him we ain't seen him for 3 days. He didn't show up. We've been forced to disqualify the gas pipe. Fact is, we run him off. R-U-N-O-F-T, run off. Where are we anyway? Oh, we're northwest of Pocatello. We're running across the desert here. This could be right here at this time of year, this could be brutal, absolutely brutal temperatures through here. There's a big butte in front of us, and I think, I can't imagine us riding up the top of that thing, but this Idaho route goes up to the top of it. Man, it's steep. Tim says he can't wait. We'll see. We'll see how his attitude changes when he tries it. We're climbing up a big butte now. I guess we're about most of the way up there. I guess there's a weather station or something up there. I think up there is where we're going to end up. But it goes out that way. And there, up them switchbacks there. It's been steep as hell. It's not right there, but I've went through some stuff. It's steep, and it's really, there goes Tim. It was really loose rocks. Really easy to lose your momentum. This here's leveled out quite a bit. And it's a lot of fun. Well, it's nice out here today. It's probably about, I don't know, 77 degrees or something right now. Beautiful blue sky, as you can see. Where's that guy at anyway? I can hear him, but I can't see him. He's back in there somewhere. We're taking a long way up, all right. Boy, this has been fun. Look at the view out there in the desert floor back there. I'd say that was the dirt road right down there that the desert on just a while ago. Come up the west side of this mountain and then made I'm now making the climb up to the top. I'd say there's a top up there. See that valley, beautiful valley off over there, a basin I guess you'd call that. Look, it goes right up through the pine trees there.
Okay, folks, we've just got to the top of Big Southern Butte. It's a beautiful climb, and you can see, I think, on a clear day. Oh, hello, Big Dog.
We took the long way up. That was a shortcut, but we took the long way.
That's a nice looking shirt you got there. What are you doing?
I've had a little tip over coming up. It was a really steep climb, and I was clawing for traction, and slipped out on a kind of an off-camber loose rock, and just did a little left side tip over, going practically standing still, and got up here, and I seen my bike was leaking oil, and I seen where it was coming from, and I figured my shifter had, because I just extended my shifter before I left the house about 3/4 inch. I figured my shifter gouged into the magnesium case of my Husqvarna, but I got closer inspection. Shifter couldn't even have got to this spot, so it must have been like a protruding hard rock, planted rock in the dirt there. And anyway,
Well, you're a long ways from home. What are you going to do without oil in your bike?
I lost some, but I don't think I lost a lot. I drove probably 3 miles with a leak, not knowing it was leaking, but it wasn't squirting or nothing. Anyway, don't go anywhere without this stuff. This is the second time I've had to patch a busted case out in the middle of nowhere. The last time was down in near Huachinera, or Margarichi, Mexico, with my buddy Gaspipe and Ibera and some other guys. But I always carry 24-hour set JB weld and a 5-minute, and I'm sure the 24-hour probably maybe is a better thing to do if you got the time. So we're gonna use a 5-minute set on here. By the way, I made a repair right up in there, right in there in Mexico, because that's where I had the skid plate. It took forever for somebody to make a skid plate for this bike, as it took them. I about wore this thing out waiting for a big gas tank. And finally got it.
So you have experience with roadside repairs of cases.
Yeah, I noticed you did too last night fixing the flat. You was Tim last night. Tim come up missing. I went back looking for him, and see him with a tree underneath his motorcycle, and his tire off. So he was having a little problem himself. But I think we're gonna get this fixed. That 5-minute you know what? I put 5-minute JB oil on this puncture up front, but I think when I got home, I kind of ground it out and refilled it with a 24-hour set.
So you're still running with the same case that you patched?
Yeah, you don't need to buy a case. I did the same thing on my DRZ 400. I popped a hole in it practically the day I bought the thing. I might let that set a while and apply another coat. Just because it's still a little gooey, the engine's hot. I think that's what I'll do. But anyway, yeah, you don't need to buy a new case. I put, I don't know, 20,000 miles on that DRZ 400 with a place right in here. The shifter knocked the hole in the magnesium case, so I think we're good to go. Well, we're 75 miles in our long way up ride from Pocatello today, and we've rid up this big Butte mountain, or big Butte they call it, I guess. Elevation 7,500 feet up here. I forgot if it's a 1,500 or 1,800 foot climb up here from the basin down below. But up on my way up here, I had a little tip over, knocked the hole in my crankcase. It was leaking oil, so got it fixed with quick JB weld, and it seems to be holding. Some of this going down is really steep. Might be careful not to drag my rear brake too much or I'll lose it. Use my engine braking a lot. Front brake as much as I dare. You lose your rear brake going down here. You better start downshifting. Been a lot of places. This is something that's just different, I should say. Whether it's more or less spectacular, it's different, and that's kind of what makes an interesting ride for me. I've always said that it doesn't have to be spectacular, which this qualifies for spectacular, no question about that. I think right here is where I fell coming up. This is really steep. I just barely got stopped right there. First gear is all you want here. You want any faster than that, you're going to get so much momentum, you won't be able to stop. I think if I put on my brakes right here, I'd just back in and just slide out from under me. and Tim are on our third day now, and we're about 35 miles out of Chalice, heading north. Long way up, of course. And I think we're approaching Summit Creek Palace, or Pass, I should say. And we're riding right through a canyon here that we just had to stop and look at. It's fantastic. Well, building a road through here. We just went over Summit Creek Pass. Old Tim's coming behind me down through them, down a bunch of switchbacks right there. Yeehaw! There's a wisp of snow up there. That might be Massacre Mountain. There's a loop here called the Massacre Mountain Loop that is like 17 miles long and takes like 2.5 hours, and we've been warned of some brutal riding. We're trying to be smart here, not hurt ourselves, tear up our bikes. You know, we're just struggling, just wear ourselves to nothing, so we're not going to take that loop. But it's up in there somewhere, but there's a trail behind us that leads on up into there. And that's the highest point on this ride. You know, this long way up ride, I mean, it's been a tough ride. You agree?
This has been a very difficult ride.
I mean, hell, anybody can ride long way around or long way down, but going up, you know, that's a whole different ball game.
It's tough. When you get tired and you're at home, you can go to the house. But here, you haven't even started your day.
I mean, the Road of Bones was child's play compared to what we've come through. I mean, that's the only difference between Ivan McGregor and Charlie Borman is they got millions of dollars and we ain't. That's the only difference between them and us. Besides that they're good looking.
Hey, that's perfect.
Sun hasn't come up yet, and we've went out of Chalice. We'll end up hopefully in Elk City tonight, but the sun hasn't even come up over the mountains yet. And down there's the well, you can't really see the town, but Chalice is down in that basin down there. And I love these. Grow a lot of alfalfa out here, and I love they have to irrigate everything. They just get almost zero rainfall here. You see a lot of greenery, but it's always from irrigation. We got a long day today. About 240 miles of dirt, and it's going to be a long day. We're going to end up in Elk City, which is a really, really small town. But I love small towns, so I'm looking forward to that. Me and Tim are about 85 miles into a ride out of Chalice, heading north on the long way up. And this here is the Salmon River, and we've been riding right along the Salmon River for many miles. And this country here reminds me of the movie The River Runs Through It. If you ever seen that movie, it's a really good movie. And it was kind of cold this morning. I've had my heated grips on all day. Had them on high, as a matter of fact. So it's a beautiful canyons down through here. So we're gonna be traveling out that way. There's a little town of Butte just down the road, probably about 3 miles, and they're supposed to have some snacks and some gasoline. The gasoline's kind of sketchy, so if we can't get gas there, we'll not make it to Elk City. We'll have to do something. I don't know what. So here we go.
We are 90 miles into our ride. We started out at Chalice this morning, and there's a little place called Shoop Store that you need to stop and fuel. If you don't, you will run out of fuel before you get into Elk City. It's really a unique place. They've got a pump that I've certainly never gotten gas out of before.
It's gravity fed. They hand pump the fuel up into the glass container, and there's just gravity feed down into your gas tank. So you can look at the level on the thing and see how much you got, how many gallons you've
Is that cool or what?
This is technology at its latest.
Modern technology.
Modern technology. It's a thing called gravity. They just invented it about 1.5 years ago.
This was kind of empty, wasn't it?
Actually, these were pretty full. We've got big tanks on the bike.
Oh, okay.
That holds over 6 gallons.
Oh, okay. I got some other ones too here.
I guess you can see the markings of gallons on the glass up there, and she can tell. She can see how many gallons we took.
Well, maybe we'll get a watch her pump it up.
Oh, dang.
How many gallons did we take?
About almost 4.
We'll just charge us for 4.
Just about made her.
Oh, you're gonna get in the movie.
Yeah, I know. I gotta pump this up now. Put the old tin can back on here so the water don't get in there.
Care if I pump it?
Sure, go ahead.
Tell me when to quit.
Just keep going. Oh, it takes a while to get it up there.
Okay. Does it pump on the both strokes?
Yep, it does.
It pumps on the push and the pull.
You gotta go up to just below that 0 mark. So you got still a ways to go there.
When to quit.
Okay, there you go.
You good?
You got it. Right.
Thank
Done.
you so much.
Done deal.
You just made our day. Just never thought this would happen. Well, we might come in and roll around and see if we can get a little snack or something.
Okay.
We'll be in just a minute, okay?
Oh, okay.
Less traveling. Only on the long way up. Not the long way down around, the long way up. Me and Tim are riding north along the Salmon River here. We're like 90 miles into the ride from Chalice, Idaho. We've just left the Shoop Store. We had a really nice burger like my grandma used to make. I mean, a real hamburger. Gas was $4.75 a gallon out of that hand pump, and we were glad to pay it. I sure can't push this thing very far. lot of wilderness out here. There's bears and antelope and very, very high concentration of wolves out here. The wolves, they say, are killing all the antelope. We haven't really seen anything though. Say hi, Tim! He can't hear me. He's got his earplugs in. Yeehaw! Me and Tim, we went. This road is closed that we're on right now. The forest fire people have closed this road. Well, we drove through a sign saying it was closed, hoping we could get through. Well, we ran up on some fire people out here in a truck, and I thought, oh crap, they're going to arrest us. And there's a girl and a guy. They was real nice. They said, you guys ain't supposed to be on this road. What are you doing out here? There's a fire down here. So anyway, we told them we heard it was open and it was okay to go through. And anyway, this gal got on the radio and called up ahead to give permission for us to come through. And up ahead, we're supposed to get an escort from the forest fire people. We're supposed to get an escort through the burned area, which is not burning right there. They just don't want to let the public through. So we'll go see how that goes. So this should be coming up here pretty quick. Man, this is beautiful through here now. Thick pine forest. I forgot to tell you. We kind of lied to that gal back there. We told her we didn't have enough gasoline to get back to civilization, which is kind of somewhat questionable. And we're needing to get to Elk City where there's gas. I don't know how much gas I got left, but I'm getting pretty low. So anyway, that's when she went ahead and got on the radio and called ahead and said they'd let us through. Goes a deer. How about that? Haven't seen any elk or bears.
Pavement is probably 20 miles from here, and then Elk City's another 14 miles from
All right.
So
Pavement's
35
20?
miles.
But you're a paramedic for the Forest Service. Is that what you said, or fire people?
Yeah, EMT.
EMT.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't had an escort before.
All right.
Maybe escort to jail, but you know.
When did you guys leave Nevada? How long?
This is
you
our
been riding?
this is our 4th day.
Okay, you said that.
Uh huh.
Wow.
And I got the last motel reserved in room in Elk City. I called from Chalice, and I was hoping we can get there.
I bet you guys are using a lot of the rooms.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder we can't get a room anywhere. Besides,
Me, I live there.
Oh, you live
So
there?
I don't need a room there.
how big is Elk City?
It's pretty small. It's probably 300 people.
All right, this nice lady here is going to escort us through, so we got to behave ourselves till we get by her. Well, Tim better slow her down, by God. I don't know if it was our stupidity or good looks that got us through. I ain't figured it out yet. We're going through an area that just burnt. I guess forest fires out here is just a constant thing. Something I have to deal with just all the time. There was a sign before we got on this Magruder corridor that said you know, at any point in time, you know, this road could be closed from fire hazards or fallen trees and stuff, and be closed for a few hours or a few days. So you can't always get through on this road. Probably wasn't all that long ago. This road may have been snowed in places too. Well, I know it was, but so far we hadn't even seen any snow. It's Wednesday morning, and we took off from Elk City in the rain. It's still raining here. Not hard, but a little slick out here. We're in some really dense pine forest, really nice. And this road here is, man, we went through so much stuff that trees have fallen over the trail and stuff, and most of it's been cleared out. And just stuff like this. That was easy to get around. Don't look like a car could though. I don't know, he might, or a Jeep, or I guess a Jeep something might get around that, but I don't know. This is getting, there's a lot more of this stuff on this this little dirt road we're on right now, and I'm almost expecting, hope don't run anything impassable on a you know, have a tree across a high ridge or something. So anyway, we're going to be going to the town of Lowell today, which is our last thing for gas. And from there we have to go 250 miles to Wallace, which that's if we sucked every drop of gas out of our gas tank, so that's not smart. So we may have to pack some gas after Lowell, and we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we may be frozen, drowned by the time we get to Lowell. Boy, it's pretty in here. Just dense forest and really green. Pretty cool out there. We're having a good time though. Time taking it easy. Don't want to fall down on something slick out here. We're at the Loksha Lodge at the Powell Ranger Station. And me and Tim, well, I'm still in bed. I don't even want to get out of bed. We got a wood stove over there. And we're trying to dry out all of our wet clothing. We rode 150 miles yesterday in the pouring down rain. It was cold. Had heated grips on high. Got gas in Lowell. Got up on the low motorway. We never skipped any trail though, except that one Peking Trail was
closed.
It was closed.
Motorized traffic.
Yeah, they said they got so many. It was such a tough trail. People getting really badly hurt and tearing up their vehicles and stuff. And they finally closed it off. It was so bad. Which is probably a good thing for us. Hey Tim, I'm getting a little cold. Would you put another log on the fire?
Sure, Mark.
Ben's my wife around here. Let's check out this fire. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice bed of coals.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You got one more right there.
We got this figured out temperature wise. We had one crank fully open on the air damper, and the window half open. It's just right.
We're not doing this filming in the middle of the night. It's just a little bit before daylight.
5:30 a.m.
And we're getting ready for day. Let's see. Is this day 6?
Day 6. Isn't
Day
it?
6.
Yeah.
Of the tour of Idaho.
Hey, look at that fire in that stove. It's kicking up now. Look at that. We're going to Wallace, right?
Powell Ranger Station to Wallace, 182 miles.
We got to get back up on the low motorway, and then we head, I think, northwest off it. We had a good day yesterday, even though it rained all day. Man, that fire was roaring, man. All right. I think I'll go back to bed. Good night.
Get up. Get up.
Well, we're getting ready to leave the Powell Ranger Station in the Loxville Lodge, and we got a beautiful sky today. We rode in the, like I said, we rode in the rain all day yesterday. Anyway, there's our little log cabin, and it's got a wood stove in it, and a screened-in front porch, and I swear I've never slept so good in all my life. So we're heading towards the town of Wallace today. Being a little Lolo trail, I think a little bit more today. They got a lot of nice log cabins there. There's old Jim on his GS there. You know, him and his wife are traveling around some dirt roads and stuff. Real nice people. No plumbing in these cabins here. Some of the fancier ones here got plumbing, but ours doesn't. So we've had breakfast and we're about ready to go. My old Husqvarna is really holding up good on this ride. Kind of show you some stuff on the bike. Got me a Moose fender bag on there. And on this bike I just always run a non-DLT knobby. It'll last a long time on the front. I've got a Takati. This is an HID beam right here. It puts out 250 watts but only draws like 35. This is 75 watt halogen. It's totally illegal, but I don't drive it, you know, through town at night. Got some Cycrit Pro Bend hand or lever protectors on here. Garmin 276 GPS. I got a road chart, waterproof paper, and a pen right here where I can write stuff down on here, like I'll record waypoints and stuff on here and write down what they are. And I got a hot grip, heated grips on here. Switch right down in there for high and low. And I'm running an Arai XD helmet, which is, I like a dirt bike helmet, but when you're traveling, if you get in snow or sleet or hail or rain all day, a dirt bike helmet will beat your face off. Got a Wolfman Enduro tank bag, and I got an IMS 5-gallon tank. I got a stock seat. There's a sticker I got on there from a Honda shop down in Baja somewhere. La Paz, I think. And one of my favorite things in the whole world is these dirt bags, and I swapped them off my 950 and on this bike too. And I have a Moto Fizz. They got 3 bag sizes. This is the smallest one, and it's been working out real good. For an off-road bike, I prefer to not just use bungees, because bungees, your load can get hopping up and down and you actually lose it. So I got some adjustable rock straps on here, which are a bungee, but also got a solid strap too, keep the bag from bouncing and losing my load, which can happen. I think I'm running I guess that's a Pirelli MT21 on the back. Motor and exhaust and carburetor, all that stock. If you go changing that crap, you're running it for performance, you're running into trouble at altitude, so I prefer to leave stuff like that stock. I got, what else I got on here? Got some seal skin fork savers right there on the upside down forks. I don't like upside down forks at all. They're much more maintenance intensive. They're much more prone to fork seal leakage. In my opinion, the ordinary rider, which I certainly am, doesn't need them. The regular forks, I think, are much superior. Got Excel rims in this bike. Well, that came on this bike. And I've got I made this toolbox down here out of the muffler off my 950. Stock mufflers off it. And so that's a stainless steel tubing. I cut off my muffler, so I figured that toolbox there cost about $1,300, not including labor. And like I said, the motor and carburetor, suspension's all stock here. about wore my sticker off with my knees here. That big dog, of course, if Gaspipe didn't show up, well, we'll rub him off anyway, that dirty dog. It's getting completely wore off. Oh yeah, I gotta thank my sponsor, King City Cycle Center. And they were so kind to provide me with this sticker. I now really appreciate it. It gives me a little enthusiasm to go on. Well, that's all I think of this bike. It's got getting close to 20,000 miles. I've not touched the motor. Changed the oil. Adjusted the valves. Don't even do that very often. And it's been flawless. Absolutely flawless. So, it's been a hell of a bike for me. It's got a nice, comes with a nice rack there, subframe that supports a little bit of weight back there. There's a lot of bikes. Subframes are really poor and they'll break on you. And this one, I haven't heard of anybody's subframe breaking on one of these. But that sums up Big Dog's old Husky.
Beautiful Idaho. Well, I've been following Mark up the side of this mountain for the last 5 or 6 miles, and for the last 15 minutes I've been smelling gas. And I stopped my bike and looked at my bike, make sure it wasn't leaking gas, but I just couldn't figure it out. And then I come upon Mark.
My foot's on fire!
Holy smokes, what are you doing?
My foot's on fire!
Folks, we've had a near disaster here. Tell your story, Mark.
Well, I've noticed for the last 10 minutes my foot was stinging like it was stung with a bee. And I thought, man, I must have whacked it on a branch and it's hurting. And I thought, what the heck? So I just kept riding and I looked at my foot's all wet. I thought, well, I've been going through some mud holes, didn't think nothing of that. I kept riding. Finally, I had to stop, my foot's stinging. And it was stopped. I probably lost a good gallon of fuel. I thought my gas tank was busted when I stopped.
Where was that gas leaking onto?
It's going right on the exhaust header.
You're lucky to be here.
And my sock and my boot is soaked in gasoline.
I'm lucky I didn't drive up on a big brush fire.
Anyway, it appears I still got about 3 gallons of fuel left, and we got about 100 miles of trail, so
You gonna be able to make it in?
ought to be no problem. We've got a
Okay, our trip has taken an interesting turn. Remember last time we filmed the gas problem we had on Mark's bike? Well, we were coming down this highway and made one of our turns, and Mark said, man, my foot's killing me, I gotta pull over. And I think I'll let Mark tell you the rest of what happened. Whoa, what you got on there, big dog?
Well, I got my foot soaked with gasoline and it kind of burned me pretty bad. In fact, first layer of skin come off in an area about that big, and my ride's over with. So,
Who's your buddies?
all these guys are my buddies. Like this guy here took care of he took care of wrapping up my foot, and I'm in no pain now. I was in a lot of pain. When they take a wire brush and clean that off the hospital, I'm gonna learn how to cuss again, I guess.
You guys wanted to introduce yourselves?
I'm Jason Clark. Mike Metzler. Chris Bateman.
Ryan Shanahan.
All right, well, we can't thank you guys enough. You are our golden light for today. And I got to looking at on my GPS, and we are out absolutely in the middle of nowhere. I had to ask these guys where we were.
St. Mary's, Idaho emergency room. I don't know if there are cameras in here or not. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So, but I can't ride a motorcycle, so we'll. Now we're going to get home. So we're going to figure all that out later on.